Hello, my lovelies. It's G here with Golden Thread Tarot, and I'm here to bring you another channeled message. I hope this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance as always. So, I have a message here. I was literally just washing my dishes, cleaning up my kitchen, and I had this message that really strongly just kept popping up inside my mind. So I knew that I needed to sit down and I needed to deliver this message to you guys. And you guys know that I am just very blunt about the way that I deliver my messages. And I'm just very open, very blunt about this. And so I don't mean to offend anybody when I say this, but there is something here about accepting rejection. Like accepting that some people aren't meant for you. Some things aren't meant for you. And that the really line that I really heard was, don't be desperate for someone to like you or to choose you. And I feel like this is a lesson that you probably have really been working on. If this message is going to resonate with you, that it is going to be along the lines where Spirit has been going down, breaking away some kind of codependency out of your auric field or out of your belief system that was about you being like, you need to accept me. You need to love me for the way that I am. You need to, but it was coming across, like I kept hearing somebody say, like, this person doesn't see me clearly. If they just gave me a chance, or they won't look past this superficial thing. They won't look past my skin color, my community, my religion, my weight, my accent, what the country, my country of origin. They won't look past that and see my true self. And because if they did, they would see how much more compatible we really are, or they would understand, or if they would just stop listening to their, to their toxicities, or if they would stop listening to their mother, or if they would stop listening to that, that jealous friend that's giving them bad advice. The Emperor, if they would just stand in their Emperor energy, Page of Pentacles. But this person is not ready. Okay? This person is not ready. We're all entitled to our own journey and our own timeline on our journey. And the thing about it is that I can totally understand how frustrating it can be to be like, somebody's just not seeing the real me. They're not seeing the real me. They're not, they're not giving me a chance. They're not being, you could be being, oh, this person's just not being brave enough. They're not being brave enough to rise above their karmic energy, or to leave their karmic partner, or to do this, and to see that I'm clearly the one for them, or I'm clearly that. Look, again, if this person is not choosing to see those things, or if they can't see those things, that means that they're not ready for you. They're either not ready for you, or it's not for your highest good for them to choose to come towards you. It is not, this person is not in a position to, or they don't have the emotional maturity that it takes. And also I do detect some emotional maturing that needs to happen on your side, along the sense of like, I want somebody to freely choose me. I don't want to have to change myself. I don't want to have to sit there and go, ooh, me, right here. I'm right here. Can't you see? And this person is like, And it's like an empress or a karmic, an emperor, an emperor or karmic, And that's just labels that we put on it. It could be like, oh, somebody new, or the person from my past. And if a person is still sitting there doing that, they're not ready for you, babes. Y'all's energy is not ready for each other. Or it's not meant to be together, period. Or it's not meant for that, period. I was watching a reading, not a reading, sorry. I was watching a reactionary video of these people that were reacting to a person starting a business, and then this person changing the way they were going to do the business. And it was causing all of this outrage in different communities because they felt like they weren't being supported, or they weren't being given the chance, and one of the people in there, and it was an Abba and Preach video, and Preach said, this, which I have definitely been hearing echo in me, and I've heard it echo in my like circles, of friends that I run in communities that we've had, where it was just like, stop begging to give your money or give your time or give your love or give your affection or give your attention to somebody who does not want you. And that particular scenario, it was about a community of people being like, I don't understand why they won't let us be patrons there. Why do you want to support somebody that feels that way? There are so many other businesses that are completely open to your business, your patronage, that will love you, that supports your cause, supports your political agenda or your side or whatever. But there are so many people who want to go out and cancel and, point out, well, I don't understand why you don't want me. Why? There is something inside of you, okay, that is making you chase after these things, these people, these places, these situations that aren't for you, that they don't want you. If that person doesn't want you because of your weight, they're not for you. If this person won't give you a chance, if that guy at the bar doesn't have time for you because of your weight or because of your height or because of your whatever, some superficial, what the fuck? He's not for you. He's not for you. And I know it can be hard, especially if you get overlooked a lot for that particular trait or that particular thing about you, or, the fact that well, I go to church every single Sunday and every Wednesday and I'm highly involved and it makes it really hard for me to date people. Or, I'm on the spiritual path and it makes it really hard, or I am super into all this spiritual stuff and, astrology and like all this other stuff. And I start talking to guys and they just start rolling their eyes. I start talking to other people or friends or people and they just start rolling their eyes and they don't take me seriously. You're not talking to the right people. And it's fine. We can agree to disagree, but that's the point. That's the bare minimum. The bare minimum should be, okay, well, I'm not really into it, but if it's what you believe in or if it's what you want to practice, okay, cool, you do your thing. But personally, like, I don't put any weight in it. But if it's somebody who's attacking you, or if it's somebody that's like, oh, you're so stupid for feeling that way or doing that, or these astrology girls, blah, that's not for you. Right? Why are you chasing after? Or I know I've seen a lot of videos where it's like, oh, well, this particular person doesn't want to date somebody of their own race. They only want to date people of their other race, and they just tear down people of their own race. Okay, then take him out of the dating pool. Be blessed that he doesn't want to be with you. Right? Because why you'd never want to be with a man, or never want to be with a partner, or never want to have a friend who would tear you down for something so superficial, or because of their own issues, or is projecting their issues onto you. You don't want that person. Right? And the thing about it is if you sat there and told yourself, you'd probably be like, no, I know I don't want them. But you don't want to be rejected by them. You don't want to be not chosen by them. You don't want to feel like this injustice is happening to you, because that's what's really, it's like, it feels like an injustice. It's like, well, it's not right. It's not right that they wouldn't be willing to date me, or they wouldn't be willing, or it's not right that they're not working on themselves and they're not seeing that they're projecting their issues onto me. And it's not, it doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel good. But each of us are entitled to our own journey. And Spirit wants you to get to a place where you have more detachment from that type of rejection from other people. They want you to get to a place emotionally where it doesn't trigger that rejection wound or that abandonment wound inside of you, or that I'm not being chosen, or I'm not worthy, or whatever it is inside of you that is making you want to chase after those things that reject you, that don't want you. Because there is this level of flow, and there is this level of acceptance and love and being in the right place at the right time with the right people that will flow into your life when you stop chasing at, when you stop trying so hard to insert yourself to people who don't want to listen to you. I need to force my way into this position. I need to force my way into this situation. I won't be told no. I won't be held back because I'm a woman. No, you're gonna listen to me. No, you're gonna sit down. No, you're gonna be open and available to me. Sometimes you gotta know when to hold them and you gotta know when to fold them, right? Sometimes you gotta know when something is really actually worth your fight, or when a situation is just going to be you yelling at a brick wall. You, you have to, oh my gosh, you have to know when it's not for you. Exactly. Like your throat chakra is like, it's kind of this energy of you are being triggered because you weren't chosen, or you felt insecure, or you felt insignificant, or you felt unheard of, or you felt untalked to, or you felt ghosted. It's that person that's ghosting you, and you're sending them message after message. You can't ignore me, and this is so disrespectful, and this is this, and that person is literally leaving you on red for every single message. Or that person is opening up the message and immediately deleting it, and deleting the conversation and blocking you. How dare they? I should be able to have a voice. You should be able to have a voice. But the thing about it is that you shouldn't be running and chasing after people who don't even want, who would do things like that to you. Stop chasing. Stop running. Stop running after that. Stop sending a paragraph and getting a single word message in return and thinking, well, why isn't this person giving me a chance? Well, why aren't they talking to me? Well, I need to fight them. Well, I need to tell them, and I need to go to them. They know. They know. If they wanted to have a conversation with you, they'd have a conversation with you. If they wanted to be interested in what you were talking about, they would be interested, or they would steer the conversation into something they're interested in. They know. If they're giving you one-word answers, if they're always having excuses as to why they can't hang out with you, if they always has an excuse as to why, when they call you for help, you're always there for them. But if you ever call them for help, it's, oh, well, I got to do this, and I'm sorry, I just don't, they know. They know what they're doing. They know that they're not giving you a fair chance. They know that they're not giving you space to speak up. They know, they know that they're doing those things. And they might not consciously register them as disrespect, but it is what it is. And Spirit is here telling you that you have probably, during this Mercury retrograde, during this Venus retrograde, you have probably had a lot of things coming up. Or whenever you're watching this, you could have recently been having a lot of things come up that are kind of highlighting that to you. That are this kind of energy of like, wow, I really chased after a lot of people that were showing me time and time again that they did not love me, that they did not respect me, that they did not care about me, But I was chasing after that because it was like, one of these days I'm going to say that thing that's going to make you go, oh, you're right. I've been misusing you and been mistreating you this whole entire time. Let me just come back and give you all the love and attention and affection that I should have just been giving you freely. And Spirit is saying that there is a fallacy in that. There is this fallacy in you thinking like, I'm going to be able to turn this person around or save them, or, no, I will get them to pay attention to me, and I will get them to respect me. Outside of like a situation where you were in some kind of position of authority, like some kind of work environment or something like that, you're always going to get less respect for demanding respect. The more that you will, the less and less this person is going to want to do it, for the most part, right? The less and less this person is going to want to do it. And I'm not saying in every situation, if you confront a person about something and they're like, oh my gosh, and they really sit down and they listen to you and they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea you felt that way. I'm so sorry. And they change behavior and things. But if you have gone to this person and you've expressed it over and over and over again, they know. Mama, they know. They're not stupid. They understand. They are just unwilling or unable to be or give you what you want or what you need. This person is emotionally unavailable, or they're emotionally immature, or they're, physically incapable, or, that they're dealing with their own ish that they got going on in their life, that they cannot show up and they cannot be there for you in the way that you want them to. And it sucks and it's painful and it's it's hurtful, but it's important that you take in your power in the situation. If a person doesn't want to stand up, doesn't want to give you a space, doesn't want to give you a voice, doesn't want to hear what you have to say, is unwilling, is prejudging you and come into a situation, mama, take back your power, pull back your energy and say, okay, you can think whatever you want to. You can act any way you want to, but I don't have to try to force my way into a space with you. Even for some of you, it's a situation where you are constantly being overlooked for like a promotion, or you're constantly being overlooked, or you're constantly being spoken over in business meetings, or you're not being taken seriously in a professional capacity. It really could be time for you to look for a job somewhere else, or for you to look for a career in a different direction, or for you to, but there's something here about like, no, like I don't want to give up this fight. I'm not giving up this fight. And there is something here about that is like a wound. It's a core wound, or it's a something. I feel the desperation. I feel like I won't be silenced anymore. You're gonna listen to me. And it's like when somebody's gaslighting you, or somebody's trying to make you look like you're crazy, or you're having an emotional breakdown. The more that you try to defend yourself, the crazier and the more emotionally unstable you look. Right? Because you're getting more passionate about it, and you're getting more, oh, what is that? Where I know I know not just narcissists do this, but I forget what it's called, where they push you and push you and push you, and then you have an emotional outbreak. And then this person is like throwing rocks and hiding their hands. They're like, see, I told you this person was crazy. I told you this person was crazy. Look how they're acting. Look how they're acting. When nobody has seen the 1,000 times they've pushed you behind the closed doors. It's like, you have a sibling or something like that, and they're always picking at you and touching you and pushing you and punching you when the parents aren't looking. And the 1 second your parent turns around, you pop them back, and it's like, no hitting your brother, get over there, you're grounded. And it's like, you didn't see the 1,000 times, you didn't see how they've had their hands all over me. And it's that sort of type situation. It's that, and it's kind of just like, what? Like, why do you want to look over here now when I'm acting the fool? But the whole time, like, but y'all don't see that this person has been acting a fool behind the scenes. They've been saying little things. They've been throwing rocks and hiding their hands and doing all of this. They've been saying all these passive aggressive things, or doing all these microaggressions, or doing all of that. And the one time they push me over the edge, and I'm like, this is enough. I can't take it anymore. You're crazy and you're a piece of blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, whoa. And then that person gets to sit there and look like the victim. They're just like, oh my God, can you believe that person said that to me? Like, It's that kind of energy. Some of y'all could have been at the hands of somebody doing things like that. And I cannot remember what it's called. It's like something outrage or something like that. It's where you're finding, and for some of you, it could be a situation here where you are finding your balance, and you might have felt silenced. You might have felt like you didn't stand up for yourself, and you didn't, there were times when you could have stood up and you could have said no, and you could have put down boundaries, and you didn't. And so now you're very sensitive about being like, no, when you could just be like, no, thank you. I'm not going to do that. And people are just like, okay, hold up. Like, okay, my bad. Like, you didn't have to scream at me. You didn't have to yell at me, and so there could be a situation here where you have, or you did in the past, or you could be working through healing a situation here where you were always like, no, you will talk to me. No, you will listen to me. Like, I'm not going to be ignored anymore. I've been ignored my whole life, or I've been ignored for so long in this situation, and you will. And this person, and like the person on the other end is just like, You're a joke. Like, I haven't been listening to you this whole time, and I don't care. Oh, you're finally growing a backbone? Fine. You know, I don't care. See, this is exactly why I don't fuck with you for real, because you're always tripping, or you always got something to say, or you're always trying to pick a fight, or you're always the one trying to make something happen, or trying to do something. And it's like, what? But Spirit is saying they understand why you might be being emotionally triggered by this, why you might be like, are you serious? Like, the one time I stand up for myself, you're acting crazy about it. The moon, the truth is being hidden. But I also feel like a lot of emotions that have been building up over time are popping up to the surface, and you're seeing the truth of things. And you're just kind of like, I also think like you were seeing the truth of yourself, and it's like, I never had to be quiet. You know, I never had to be quiet. I never had to be silent. And you could be kind of have this kind of sense of wanting to find justice in situations, when Spirit is telling you the best justice that you're going to get in some situations is just walking away. Is walking away, not sinking any more of your energy into a person, not going back and forth with them, not getting angry at them, not fighting with them, you know, just walking away. Walking away and saying, okay, exactly, temperance. Temper out your energy. Find that balance between those things and just say no. You know, no. You know, and it's not, and you did no because you did this and you did this and you did that. It's just no. I'm just walking away. You know? No. And sometimes some of these people could try to come back when they see you in this very like, no, I'm good energy. These people could try to come back and try to start fights with you, or try to pick things with you, or try to say, well, don't you want to, well, what happened? I thought don't you want to fight for this? No. Because there's something here about the toxicity of this kind of push and pull and, you know, runner, chaser. I run after you, and then the second I go, okay, fine, here you come chasing after me to try to get me back into this dynamic. And then as soon as I turn around, it's, oh, here you go running away, and you're expecting me to chase you. And it's like, no, I'm breaking this cycle. No. Again, that's that moon energy. I'm breaking this cycle. I'm choosing to temper out my energy and bring balance to myself, to bring peace and harmony to myself. And I'm really going after 10 of Cups, what brings me that peace and satisfaction and that happiness. This kind of energy could have felt like this kind of beast that you had to tackle, or that you had to overcome. You know, it was the beast at the top of this mountain, and it is giving me this kind of energy of like, the real journey has been you going inside and tackling this kind of shadow energy within yourself, right? Because the mountain is the symbolism is the symbol for obstacles to overcome. In this scenario, it can be other things, but it's like, it's this obstacle to overcome. It's this challenge that you have to fight. And it's like this realization that the mountain is not really this challenge outside of myself. It's not demanding respect from other people. It's not chasing after that person and get them to love me. It's not those things. It's going inside of myself and healing that kind of, you know, inner child that's throwing a fit and that's stomping their feet and saying, no, you will listen to me. I will want this. I do want that. You know, and it's not fair. It's not fair. I'm so hurt. I'm so wounded. It's not fair. You know, they should have to listen to me. They should have to respect me. Why don't I just deserve the respect that everybody else gets? And I think it's a part of yourself that's recognizing that this person, this place, this situation is never going to give you the respect. It's never going to give you the dynamic that you really want. And the best thing that you can do is go, leave, pull your energy back, and go face this energy within yourself. Because this kind of dragon energy is giving me kind of like this protection energy. It's giving me like, like your throat chakra has been so shut down, and then now you're just this raging dragon, breathing fire everywhere, being like, burn it all. Everybody should have listened to me. I don't understand. Like, no, I won't stay quiet anymore. I'm just going to breathe this fire everywhere, and burn it all down and F all of this. And I do, and I understand you feeling that way, but I do feel like it's like walls that you have created, and it's a self-defense mechanism. And I feel like reaching for something like anger is better than depression. It's better than sadness. It's better than, being desperate and chasing and running after someone. I think it is a step towards healing. And I think that your next step is seeing like, oh, I had so much anger and I had so much, because I was done dirty in the past. I wasn't receiving the justice that I deserve. But in some of these scenarios, going and chasing after that person and sending them, a 10-page essay about everything that they did was wrong, everything that they did that was wrong to you, is not really the power move you think it is. And I think that you are healing this place inside of you that feels like doing that is more powerful. And I feel like there is a place inside of you that is starting to realize, actually, walking smooth, clean off, not allowing this to get my hormones all off balance or break my face out or get me all depressed or angry, because that energy wears on me. That I feel like that's, you're like, that energy is heavy on me. It's heavy to carry those emotions. I would rather just say, F this. You take that. You hold that. That's not for me to deal with anymore. And I'd rather walk away. I'd rather go show up for myself. You don't want to answer my phone call? Cool. I'll go hit up that friend, or I'll go do that thing that actually, not just to chase after somebody to get the attention that this person is not giving you, but to to go to that person that's like, what? Why am I worried about giving you attention when I need attention? I'll go to that friend or that family member that I always have such a good time with, that we can always just chill and I can be in my comfies with. Or if I do want to go out and we do, we can sit down and have a great meal and talk for hours. That's what I'm really looking for. I'm not going to force myself into these positions where I don't feel safe, where I feel like this dragon energy has to come out of me. How about I just not give you the time of day? I don't give you the space inside of me, inside of my emotions, my emotional space. How about I just walk away and you can go play your little mind games with yourself? How about that? Let me go show up for myself in the way that I really want this person to show up for me. Let me go take myself out. Let me go buy myself flowers. Let me go buy a good meal and cook myself my favorite meal and sit down and, do a face mask on myself. Or let me go to the gym and work this out. Let me, let me go on that vacation. Let me take myself on that vacation. I keep wanting I keep waiting for that person. Let me give myself the respect that I keep wanting to demand from someone outside of myself. Let me give it to myself by saying, you're not even worth my time and my energy. And neither is being mad or wanting vengeance or, it's giving you any type of attention. I'm disrespecting myself. Because you're disrespecting me. So you're really trying to play me. You're really trying to make me look stupid. And I was playing into that hand for a little bit. But sometimes the most respectful thing that I can do is just to walk smooth, clean off and not have anything to say. Sometimes silence speaks louder than any words that you could say. Going off and living your best life in the absence of this person is better than any text message, than anything that posting any picture or any of that stuff.